This week on the Slaptail Squad, we had an absolutely amazing, hilarious conversation. Unfortunately, that went on for about 17 minutes before I realized I never hit the record button. I knew it would happen someday, and it happened this week. And I could have tried to just recreate everything we did, but you'd have known it was fake, and it wouldn't have been funny. So instead, we just transitioned and talked about some human-to-animal diseases very briefly. Yeah, monkeypox. We also talked about prairie dog versus prairie-doggin. That was interesting. My favorite, baseball. And we did a lame game with the Swan. That happens too. Sometimes when you let Swan plan things, it just, it's disastrous. But it's fun to make fun of her. Because that's what we do. Because this is a Slaptail Squad. So let's get slapping.
Slaptail Squad, assemble.
If you're listening to this, you remember the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the great Slaptail Nation army. And what's really hilarious is we just did 17 minutes of an awesome conversation for our podcast, and the Beaveman never hit record.
That's terrible.
And you know what? I knew it was going to happen someday.
Today's the day.
Today was the day. It wasn't that funny. Actually, it was.
So,
it was pretty fucking funny.
Here's what I'll observe right away.
Well, first of all, I have not introduced you.
It doesn't matter. This is redemption. So all the shit I said that you thought was stupid, I'll be quiet
say it again
now.
in about 4 minutes. Don't worry.
No, I'm going to be quiet and not say it again.
With us today from the Uniden, my number 2, the Ronz.
Hey, Beaveman, glad to see you once again. Remote podcast on my part. But one day I'll get there in person.
Wow, that was heartfelt. Thanks. Also with us today is the Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
And also with us here as well in the Beaver Den, Sesha Chocolate, our own personal pudding pop, Tromondae.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, Tromondae.
Good evening.
Swan.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ronz.
Yes.
Ronz.
Yes.
Ronz.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
That was pretty unfortunate. Let's go to the man on the street. Ronz, what do you think about that? The 17 minutes of gold that we had that was gone forever, that we can't duplicate. And are you feeling emotional?
I am, because it was such a great
and Tromondae
piece. So you're going to do that entire bit all over again. I see how it goes.
He just falls for it right again. I just bring him.
He said he wasn't even going to fall for it, and he fell for it.
He did fall for it.
Oh, Ron, you remind me of
yes.
What's the mouse or the cat from Tom and Jerry?
Tom.
Yes.
I think of his name, Tom.
The cat.
Wow.
Tom and Jerry. It's not Jerry the mouse. It's
Tom.
It's Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Why is that?
But then again, I don't know whenever B-Man's going to pull that shit. So, I just go with it.
I mean, pretty much every time. That just means you fall for it every time. He's like,
well, you know
one
what?
day it's not going to happen. One day it's going to be, he's going to just throw it out there. And it's going to be a great conversation.
You're about 3 seconds from him saying, shut the fuck up. So I'm waiting for that to happen again.
For me? No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Swan, how do you feel about that loss of that just pure gold that we had going on?
I'm a little sad about it.
Why is that?
Because
you don't feel like we can come up with that awesome level of goldness again?
I'm sure we can. We can. It's a challenge. Do it.
Do it. All right. Well, I'm gonna hit you with another thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
The world as we know it is ending. I always say this, obviously. And I am looking forward to the day when the human race will be completely wiped off the planet because so many other species have come before us and not done as shitty a job as us. But someday we'll be gone. Clearly. No species lasts millions of years. We won't last. We're out of here.
Okay.
Pop smoke, we're gone. How do I know this? Well,
how do you know this,
look around. Most latest thing that I've had to deal with, not personally yet, but of course I'm reading up on it, learning about it. Monkeypox. Why monkeypox? Not only are we having to deal with yet another zoonotic or zoonosis type infection, but...
Did you just make that word up?
I did. I made that up. No,
okay.
I didn't make that up.
Can you define it for all of us people who don't know what that means, Ronz?
Zoonosis or zoonotic.
I don't know. That's why I thought he made it up.
That's why I said to you.
And that's why after she asked the question, I started talking. To give the definition. Yet the Ronz decided to talk himself instead. Basically, a zoonotic infection is an infection that can be passed from an animal to a human or human to an animal. In this case, monkeypox. You guessed it. A pox virus, an orthopox virus. There's not that many cases of it. There didn't used to be that many cases of it. It's pretty endemic just to, Africa. Couple countries in Africa, and now it's in multiple countries, multiple cases, and we've had multiple cases in the United States, not every single state. It won't kill you, but why are we dealing with yet another? Like, did I ever think in my career that I was going to have to learn about monkeypox?
I'm going to go with no.
The answer is no. Thank you, Swan.
You're welcome.
The answer is no. I did not think that I was going to have to, what's next? Perp plus penis? Am I going to have to learn about that one? Incidentally, perp plus penis is it's an inflammatory condition of the penis that you get from shoving your penis in a perp plus bottle.
Don't try this at home, folks.
Well, where else would you try it, Swan?
Where else would you try it?
Maybe at the store. No, don't try it at all.
At the store, don't do it
in the locker room.
Well, where else? Why would you say that, Swan?
In a car.
With your friends. I don't know. At camp.
In a box with a fox.
Yeah, with a mouse in a house. Yeah.
No. Absolutely
don't do it.
No, why am I having to learn about something that it's a condition that... Okay, this is what drives me crazy about it. How would you get monkeypox in the first place? Well, how did monkeypox come about? I'm not going to go over it because I don't even fucking remember. But basically, it's a pox virus that monkeys got from some sort of an organism, probably like some sort of African rat. I don't know. Anyway, it's like a big freaking bulla, which is just a big vessel full of pus that you get. And it looks a lot like smallpox, but it won't kill you like smallpox will. It's just a freaking rash that you get for freaking 4 to 6 weeks. We had this happen like a few years ago in the United States again. I mean, previously, not that many cases. Guess how they got it a few years ago?
Please tell us.
They were importing animals from Africa because everybody wants a fucking exotic pet. Why do you fucking need an exotic pet? So it was transmitted from one animal to the other, and the reason why people in the United States got it was from, get this, sick prairie dogs. Let me say this about your prairie dog pets or your infatuation with prairie dogs. If your prairie dog, not prairie-doggin, your prairie dog. Tromondae, you know what prairie-doggin is?
I do not know what prairie-doggin is.
Ronz, you know what prairie-doggin is?
I think I have an idea what it is.
What is it, Ronz?
Hold on. I just want to, Swan, you know what.
I know what it is.
Okay, well, let's first hear from the Ronz what prairie-doggin means.
It's where you pop up and you keep looking up out of a hole or some sort of like behind a desk or something. Now, that's what I think it is. I could be completely wrong, and you're going to lay into me. So
I mean, you're kind of right.
It's a completely reasonable guess, Ronz. Tremondae, I'm going to give you a shot at it. What do you think prairie-doggin means?
I don't know. At first, I thought it was like a sexual position.
Okay.
What would that be like?
What would that be like, Tremondae?
I don't know. Now Ron's got me thinking about like popping up into.
And please be as graphic as possible.
So
I feel like it has to be like similar to like a doggy style position because it's doggy, prairie-doggin. I don't know. Do you like pounce on it? Like you said over it?
Pop up behind.
So it could be.
It's more like,
it could be like
you punch a bunch of holes in your mattress. You put a bunch of holes in your mattress, and you like in a massage table, and you lower it all the way down to the ground. And then you got one of those trolleys, that you use under a car when you're working on your car. That's
you move around,
and you just move around. You pop your penis up there. And then whoever's on top, they try to sit on it. No, they don't hit it. No, you don't want to hit it with a mallet.
I like this now. So you can like the game at like Chuck E. Cheese where you
your
pop
penis
it, but
pops up.
Whack-a-mole.
Tries to sit on it, but no, stop trying to hit the goddamn penis.
I like it.
You're trying to hit it with whatever orifice you want to hit it with.
Or you can try to insert it into whatever orifice.
Yeah. Okay, so now we know what you might have to.
You have to
that might
try
have to
that.
be urban. You have to.
Urban Dictionary. That one.
It's kind of like the what do you call it? Where you stick your. It's kind of like a laying down mobile version of the glory hole.
Mm.
That's Tromondae's definition.
Yes, that's the way to put it.
Now that we've mind mapped our way through it on how. All right, a new game for you folks out there. Swan, can you give the actual definition of prairie-doggin?
Yeah, it's like when you have to go to the bathroom, number 2, and it's like a prairie dog going in and out of the hole. Like the turd kind of comes out a little, but you suck it back in. Then it's coming out like barely touching cloth, and then it sucks back up.
That happens?
I mean, that's what that means. That's what prairie dog it means. Like it's like a turd that's
I'll go with Tromondae's answer. I kind of like where he was in a special position.
Crap on deck.
Crowning. Crowning a little bit.
Oh, I got a crap on deck that would choke a donkey. Okay. Anyway, prairie dog. I don't know what your infatuation with a prairie dog is, but here's some advice from the Beaveman. If you have a prairie dog,
why would you want that as a pet? I just don't even understand that. Why would you want that as a pet? That's not even a cool pet. They're like, what? No.
I'll try it again. If you have a prairie dog, advice number 1 from the Beaveman. If your prairie dog has pink eye so badly that it's basically pus running out of its eye sockets, pus running out of its nose, and out of its mouth, don't wipe its nose and then wipe your eyes. Don't play with a sick prairie dog.
No.
Don't snuggle it. Don't nuzzle it. Don't wipe its nose. No. Advice number 2 from the Beaveman. Don't own a fucking prairie dog.
Yeah.
Why? It's not. What is wrong with people? Why can't you just have a domesticated animal?
Get a freaking dog.
Get a fucking dog. I don't understand. Why do you need that shit? Why do you need a fucking African rat? You want a rat so bad? This is the United States. Trust me. You can find a fucking rat.
Like that came from a sterile lab or something.
You don't need fucking rats. Why does everybody want some freaking exotic fucking pet? Just get a dog. There's nothing better than a dog.
Like a llama?
What is better than... Is there an animal on the planet more pure and loving than a dog? I say nay. And that's why God is a dog. I see. Bottom line, stop playing with animals that aren't domesticated animals. Why are we having this problem? Why do I have to learn about monkeypox? You know why? I'll give you a theory. I'll give you my theory of why.
What is your theory?
It all comes back to
poop.
It literally all comes back to poop. 7 levels of poop.
Prairie dogs to poop.
No, it's because...
Break it down for us.
Here's why.
Okay.
They continue to destroy forest lands, rainforests, regular forests, all those things just to have agriculture for cattle to feed or to make things to feed cattle. And what do they keep doing? They keep pushing closer and closer to wildlife that we should not be encountering and or fucking with or they're playing with. How do you think we got the freaking coronavirus? I know everybody thinks that, it's from China made it. And maybe someday that we'll find out that actually China did make it. I don't know. But that's why we get all these zoonotic infections, because of all that bullshit. That's why it all comes back to poop. That's why it all comes back to fucking poop. Because we can't stop having enough cattle. Oh, let's clear some more land to have more cattle for more shit. That's where it all comes from. I'm tired of fucking learning. And and it's not one of those podcasts because we're here to have fun. And that's what I want to do. I want to have a lot of fun. I don't even want to bring up the fact that for some reason in this fucking country, we decided that women have no control over their bodies either, which is bullshit. But I'm not going to touch on that because it would just make me too fucking mad.
So I've got a question for you, Pete,
better
man.
not be about that. Better not be about
No,
that.
no, I'm not. It's not about good touch, bad touch. Well, do you subscribe to the theory? There are two theories here that because the human race will go extinct, are we at the beginning of a life cycle in the galaxy, or are we at the end? Are we the graveyard of the galaxy?
I don't understand the question.
So there's a theory out
I
that
like how he didn't even pause. He's like, he didn't even acknowledge that I don't understand. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to start talking. Go ahead.
yeah. So there's a theory out that with life in this entire area in the universe itself, wherever, that we're at the beginning of it. We could be actually the precursor to all existing life out there, or we could be at the very end of it. So we're a graveyard universe, basically.
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
You were waiting to play that. So amazing. Amazing.
Walked right into
Amazing.
that, Ronz.
No,
I didn't really walk into it, but it ties into what he was saying, that if the human race is going to go extinct because of itself, are we like that in the galaxy? Are we a graveyard? Is this a graveyard? Are we the last existing intelligence or non-intelligence life out there?
No, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember which famous person it is. I feel like it's Jim Carrey is one of those people who believes that through all the adversities that we're experiencing, this is the point in time when we should excel and actually become better as a human race. But I don't think that's actually happening.
I feel like we're like totally dumbing it down as a race for sure. Like
For sure.
For sure.
Well, there's also that theories that there's also that one of those many theories out there that there was a point in time when the human race was very intelligent and we lost it all.
Well, yeah, I believe
And
that
created
completely. Like,
masterful societies like Atlantis and all that other bullshit and blah 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 blah.
well, I mean, think about right now. We got dumbed down. Do you even know anybody's phone number anymore? Because your cell phone just remembers it all for you.
Right.
Like, I remember like 4 phone numbers. I don't even know Baby Swan's phone number. Like, if I lost her number, I wouldn't. Yeah,
I believe it has an 8.
it does have. It has an 8. Yeah, but yeah,
It has a number from 0 to.
And I know the
9.
area code.
Right.
Yep.
I know it has a 2, 6, and a 9.
So I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure I know
exactly.
4 numbers.
Yeah, out of no, that you're not gonna be able to call her though.
I
Just
also
randomly
believe- I
start
also believe
dialing.
that there's possibly a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We don't have to remember phone numbers anymore.
We don't have to remember a lot of things.
It's bad because I even use my GPS for certain places that I've been to a million times because I'm like, oh, it's just to make sure. Where before you didn't have that and you had to just get there and you did.
Yeah.
So you use the
So-
GPS to go to the bathroom?
No.
Why do you always want to know what she's doing in the bathroom? You're always all about the Swan
I
on the
don't.
toilet. Why is that?
Well, we decide I use about 12 squares every time I go. So
Good to know.
just in case you want to know, stock up on
I
the toilet
did.
paper because I need to have a lot. I keep it fully
So
stocked.
you
in
guys
there.
already know this, but the listening audience doesn't. I went to a baseball game this week.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience at the baseball game, B-Man. How was
First
it?
of all, you might not know this, but I love baseball.
I feel like might have
Did
mentioned
you know
this
that I
before.
played baseball in high school?
No, I didn't
I
know
didn't know
that.
that.
I played baseball as a very young lad, a young laddie. Here's what really pisses me off about my parents.
A lot of things, but okay, this one particular thing.
A lot of things, but this is what really makes me mad is that when I was a kid, when I first started t-ball, t-ball is where they don't pitch to you. When I was a kid, your first year of playing in the pee-wee baseball t-ball league, they didn't pitch to you. They put the ball on this tee.
Are you like 5 then? How old are you for t-ball?
Pretty
I don't know.
young, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
Do you
probably
think they
5.
dumbed down that
Am I gonna
baseball
get to
game
tell
at that
this?
age?
Am I going to get to tell
They-
this fucking story?
Kids do not have hand-eye coordination when they're 5.
when I played
so-
Little League,
possible that I could
Yeah,
do
you
it.
might have been
didn't-
like,
we didn't
how
have
old were you?
t-ball.
How old were you, Ronz?
3.5.
No, you weren't.
Would it be possible if I could just
Toddler baseball? Like, you couldn't even hold a
Yeah.
bat up at that age.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up,
Let's
Ronz.
let the Beaveman
Shut
talk.
the fuck up. Yeah, let him tell his story. Jeez.
Whoa. That is not your line. That is the Beaveman's line. You don't
shut
tag
the
his
fuck
line.
up, Ronz is my
That's
line.
his line.
No, I feel like
Is
that's
it?
probably everybody's line.
Okay.
Maybe not
Anyway,
Tromondae.
Beaveman, you have a baseball story for us and thrill us.
T-ball. Okay.
Oh, a T-ball.
Okay. Go
Not a T-bag story, but a T-ball
No,
story.
you'd like that, wouldn't you? Ron wants to be teabagged. He said he did. That's one of his fantasies.
I did not say that.
He did. I'm pretty sure he did.
You didn't say it with
Well,
your
you know,
mouth.
it might have been lost in those 17 minutes of audio.
You didn't say you didn't.
Anyway, so started off in T-ball. T-ball is where they just put a ball on a tee and you swing at it. Nobody pitches to you, and then you run the bases. You know, you learn
Did
about
you
baseball.
strike out in T-ball?
You know what I used to do? These are some of my earliest memories. Is what I used to do because how do you not hit the ball? And there were kids who legitimately could not hit the ball, which was hilarious. You know, they would hit the tee and just the ball would
flop down.
So what I would do to build, I realized that I could build suspense. What I would do is I would swing and miss.
You're like, oh.
And then I would look at my mother and she'd be like, oh, you know, she'd be all dramatic. And then I'd swing and miss again. And then I would hit the ball and then I would run. Because I'm like, you got to be a fucking moron not to hit it. But I had to make the game interesting.
I love that.
You know, so I'm just a little fella playing. That was your first year of baseball. I loved baseball. And of course, what do you do when you're a kid at that time? This is before, you know, phones and all that other stuff. So I would play catch with myself. I would just throw the ball up really high in the air and catch it. And I did that over and over and over again. And I learned from a very young age that I was definitely an outfielder because I could catch the giant pop flies coming, whatever. You move off from T-ball. Now you're into, and I had to play pitcher after T-ball, which I did not like. But you didn't pitch. Your coach pitched to your team, and you just played on the pitching mound. Or, I mean, your coach played the opposite team. You played on the pitching mound, and you had to field the ball, whatever. Didn't like it. Finally, so I'm playing all these years. Finally, now I'm in the outfield. Now we're actually playing slow pitch baseball. It's great. And then I finished elementary school. Here's what happened. I didn't realize you could keep playing baseball in middle school. I thought that once you were done in elementary school, you were done. There was no baseball. And do you think my parents, in other words, every summer my dad would ask me, are you going to play baseball this year? And then he would sign me up for teams. Once I hit 5th grade, he never asked me that question. So I didn't know that baseball was still going on. So I went from 5th grade to 8th grade and didn't play baseball. I just played by myself or I played with my friends. I didn't know that there was league baseball.
And like your school didn't have a team at that, like middle schools didn't have a team, or you had to sign up for like a
No,
league
it was
with-
like Pee Wee League.
Yeah.
There were multiple
Right.
teams.
Yeah. So you
And I
had to
didn't
sign-
know that.
Well, your parents are assholes then.
Yeah.
They just decided they didn't want to drive you to baseball anymore.
I guess. And so then I'm in high school.
Wait, so when was your brother born? Was it about that time? Like he got new things and like you fell off the radar? No baseball for you because they now had a new baby?
Oh, you're actually.
I feel like
Interesting.
that's around the
I
time.
think you're actually right.
Yeah. New baby clouded
Son
your
of a
baseball.
bitch.
Really?
Hate your brother even more.
That's why I
Yeah.
have to play baseball. Son of a fucking bitch.
They diverted all the funds that would have gone to your pro
That's not
development into baseball to your brother.
No, it's time. In other words, they didn't even
They
bring
didn't-
it up
yeah.
anymore.
Like, we don't have time for your shit anymore. New baby. Way more fun. Way more attention. Yep. No more baseball for you. Aww. Now he's going to cry. Aww.
Well, you know, the thing is, now he's going to look at his brother like, you know what you robbed me of?
Baseball.
I'm going to tell you.
So anyway,
Anyway.
went from 5th through 8th grade not playing baseball. Get to high school, and there were signups for baseball.
You're like, ooh, I can play
I was
baseball
like, oh,
again.
sweet, I can play baseball. So I signed up for baseball. I was a little scared because I didn't have a lot of confidence because I was bullied all the time. And then we go to tryouts, and I'm killing it. I mean, I'm catching just major pop flies and doing better than all the varsity people and everything. And I'm talking to one of the guys who would talk to me on the baseball team. He's like, yeah, we've been playing all these years. He's like, why aren't you playing? I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even know that was a thing. So
Did you go home and cuss your parents out?
I didn't realize that I didn't know what I mean. Literally, it was 4 years of baseball. I could have been playing baseball. I could have been playing and getting better. And then, of course, by then I had no confidence at all, zero confidence. And when I played as a freshman, I thought that I really did actually think that I was going to get recruited for varsity. And then I played baseball as a freshman, and I sat the bench a ton, like more than everybody else. And I was like, this is bullshit, man. I mean,
because it's political by
it
that
was
point.
political. I mean, I was treated like shit. I mean, even by coaches treated me like shit too. I was like, this is bullshit, man. I mean, just the whole situation is terrible. Anyway, whatever. It's over.
Interesting. I just recently watched the movie on Jackie Robinson. Have you seen that yet?
No, I want to see
No.
it. I love Jackie Robinson.
It was very intriguing. Very intriguing. Especially
How so?
speaking about that part that you were just speaking about as far as like how you were treated.
Well, I mean, his
and
was way worse than me.
right.
I mean, his history was way worse than mine.
Yeah.
My parents just didn't like play baseball, and I was bullied and spit on. I mean, Jackie Robinson had to be the first black major league baseball player, so
Yeah.
he had to deal with major racism.
Major.
Oh yeah, the oppressiveness of it, but it's right up there with the way Beaveman was treated.
No,
Wait,
no,
you just
no,
said it wasn't anywhere close.
It was nothing like it.
But anyway, shout out, watch the movie. Is that what recommendation?
it's a
Watch
good
the movie.
movie.
Good
Yes.
movie. Yeah.
You know, one of the only good things that they did in school was that they always took. Do you remember how they? I don't know if they did this because you guys are younger than me. That Ronz might remember, but they would take like historical stories and they would make them into comic books that were pretty good size. And they didn't make them like comic books. And you could read about like Babe Ruth and Jackie Robinson, and I mean, obviously they were doing it to make you learn history by reading something that would be enjoyable. So I read like,
Damn, that was clever. I never knew that.
I read the Jackie Robinson one and Babe Ruth one like so many times. Those were two of my favorites. That's what they should do. They should do stuff like that.
I feel like I remember like reading about like the Liberty Bell and things like that with those kind of
That's fucking
books.
lame.
Well, but that's the same thing that you were talking about. Is they were trying to make like history.
Babe Ruth and
Okay,
Jackie
well,
Robinson.
I'm just saying that's what the one that I remember because they brought those out to try to get you to
That's
read
fascinating.
history
That sounds
books.
fucking boring as fuck.
It was probably boring.
How
That's
dare you?
probably
compare-
why I don't like history.
Mm.
Just saying.
Anyway, so I was at the baseball game the other day.
Uh-huh.
And I was laughing because what I tried to get my son to be, I really wanted my children to like baseball. Just because I really wanted to be able to throw the ball around with my children, but neither one of them were interested. It's really sad thing about the boy is the boy would play sports and he'd play for like a year and do really well. And then he'd be like, yeah, I'm done. And you're like, what? What? I think he played for 2 years. Baseball, 2 or 3 years.
I think too.
And
Yeah.
his coaches were like, he's really good. They really wanted him to play. And he's like, no, I'm done. I'm like, fuck, man, seriously. But we took him to some minor league. I'm pretty sure it was Battle Creek.
I think it was Battle Creek. Yeah.
Back when they were like, I think the Battle Cats or something like that. I don't know.
And he was like 6 or something.
Super
probably.
excited to go.
Yeah.
Super excited to go to the baseball game. And I had kept my baseball mitt that I had when I was in, as a little kid. I kept the same one all through high school, actually. It was a good size. I mean, this is just a perfect size for me. I always loved it. It was great. You know, I could catch any ball, whatever. Wasn't big enough for softball. And so I gave it to him to use for baseball because I thought it would be, you know, fun thing. Dad gives his mitt to his kid.
Go to the ball game and catch a ball. Be all
Catch a ball,
excited.
whatever.
That is a
That's the
field
movie
of
moment.
dreams moment right there.
So we go to this minor league game. He's super excited. And what does the boy do?
What does he do?
He pulls a Ronz.
Yes, he does.
He does the whole little base running thing, all that other stuff. This is very hard for me to say. My baseball mitt meant a lot to me.
You had it for like 15,
Hence
20
why I
years,
still- hence why I still
27
had it.
years, 25 years.
That's why I still had it. The boy, it's really hard. It's kind of need a moment. The boy had the baseball team sign his glove.
Mm.
The entire baseball team of minor
Mm.
farm league, whatever you want to call it, never going to be famous baseball players sign all over
With a Sharpie.
with a Sharpie my baseball mitt from childhood. And I did not get mad at him. I waited until this year
to bring it up.
This particular baseball game that we just went to say, hey, remember that time you had all those guys who were nobody's time I met that I had from the time I was a little kid?
And he's like, yeah, it was pretty cool. Fun time.
And he's like, pretty sure we could get that out. I'm like, I don't think so. Pretty sure that soaks right into leather. Pretty sure you're not getting that out.
I feel like you could probably coat it with a darker color leather over top of it.
No, it soaks. Are you too retarded?
I don't know.
That's how you dye leather in the first place.
Well, I mean, okay, so would you want your glove to be black?
No,
we can dye it black, and then
black.
it will be all the Sharpie will be all covered up.
So here's a follow-up then. On any of those signatures, did any of those players go pro?
Oh,
we're gonna go with no, Ron.
My God.
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
He said that.
Because if they did, your glove would be worth a lot of money now. No, it's not going to be.
Well, I was going to say more for nostalgic reasons that you guys shared a moment and this player went pro, and it's like you can always go back.
We just shared a moment when I was at the baseball game and I said, hey, remember that time you took my mitt?
That was the moment 20 years later about how he ruined
that was the moment.
Love.
That's okay.
That will hurt.
It did. It did hurt. It really did. But that's okay.
The things you sacrificed for your child.
Yeah. I'm not even remotely mad at him for it. I thought it was just funny. But what are you going to do?
So is there something that you own now that if they were to do something to it, not necessarily damage as far as like breaking it, but if they were to have something signed or
like a re-re, like to
like
face
alter it.
Like,
what would be that thing that would make you upset?
I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything.
Oh, yes, you do. You have a lot.
Oh, please
like
do
what?
tell. What do I have that they could disfigure that it would bother me?
Some of your Batman stuff.
Okay, so you're saying some of my what stuff?
Your guitar.
As a person, me telling you right now, I'm telling you, if I can't think of anything, and you're like, your Batman stuff. What Batman stuff? What Batman stuff would like? They would have to. The only thing I could think of maybe would be and I don't even know how they would alter it because they're both too old to know that you wouldn't do something like that. You know, if they were like, and then you wouldn't bother them. Like if they were like 4 or 5 and they took my Han Solo and Sharpied his face and colored his face, like kids like to do that. They like to color the faces in. That would be bad. But that wouldn't, but I'm like, yeah, they're a little kid. At their age now, what are my kids going to do to anything that I have? I can't even think of anything that I have that is that important, first of all. And second of all, if they did it now, I'd be like, what are you thinking? Why would you even do that?
I mean, how about the time, like this was my things, but you know, that my motorcycle got a brand new paint job and someone decided to ride their bike around it. Because, you know, that kind of pissed me off a little and got a scratch all over my brand new paint job.
Caveat to that, as soon as the Swan got it, she fell over standing on it. Like she was literally standing there and she just fell over onto her brand new paint job.
But it didn't.
And it didn't jack up her paint job, but it did jack up her brand new custom taillights that we got you.
Okay, well, that
and broke it.
Not paint job. Okay, well, I feel like everybody does that. You want to bring it back down to see how many times you fell off yours? Okay, then.
I didn't fall off, man. I crashed.
Okay, well, I haven't crashed. I've never crashed.
I never should have had a motorcycle.
No, you shouldn't have. No.
Why not?
I never fell off mine.
Clearly not talented enough to ride a motorcycle.
Really?
No. Frightening, like scary. Like rode on the back, like, whoa, scary.
Actually, if I would have kept my little one, I think I would have been fine. If the bigger one was not good. I did just fine on
Not the person on the back.
So, here's a decent question to ask about that.
Yeah.
Here's a decent question.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is.
Think about it real hard.
When the boy we were thinking about getting him a vehicle, and a friend of ours suggested a motorcycle, and I said, okay.
Fucking moron.
I said, let's start him out at a 250 or 350. She's like, no, let's get on 1,000 plus. And I'm like, are you fucking crazy? And it's like, that's way too much raw power for a beginner. What would you recommend?
But you don't ride. Why would you?
I used to ride. I don't ride anymore.
Why would you want your kid to get a motorcycle?
Why not? I don't have any objection against it.
People don't watch for them more now than they didn't watch for them before. People are too busy playing on their phones and not paying attention. And look how bad drivers are. You could be the best motorcycle rider in the world and you're going to get hit.
Yeah, you're going to get hit. You're going to crash. The guy who lives across from us, he's ridden forever. And he'll tell you that it's not a matter of if, it's when. He always says that. He's like, not a matter of if, it's when. And he knows.
Yep.
Really?
And I mean, he literally rides his motorcycle 50,000 miles a year. He rides it more than he drives his car.
He doesn't stop riding it until November.
Yep. And breaks it out in like March. Or as soon as there's no ice on the ground, he's on it. And yeah, even him, who's
He's
a
little
good,
fella.
and he is, yeah.
He's a little fella.
But he's a good rider. I would
He's a good
trust
rider.
him.
Yeah, I trust him. I would trust him too, but I still wouldn't ride with him.
I mean, that
I
would
trust
look a
him to
little
drive,
silly.
but I'm not riding with him.
I've ridden on the back with him, and he's safe. Like but very safe, like comfortable to be on the back.
I would not want my children to ride a motorcycle. Nah. They gotta make their own choices in the world, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't think either one of them would choose it, to be honest.
Nah, probably not.
If we were going to choose which one, it would be the baby Swan for sure, not the big one.
Yeah, but she can't reach.
So what would be a good starter bike for her?
None.
She's not getting one.
Oh, well, like you said though, no, like you said, as they get older, it's their choice.
I mean,
I wouldn't pick a starter because I wouldn't want them to do it.
You wouldn't recommend,
and I wouldn't pick a little tiny piddly one if you're going to do that. Why would you pick that?
Yeah, like 550 or something like a middle one.
Fair enough. See, was it so hard to give a definite answer or a maybe answer? Yeah, it was.
I don't know.
It was so damn hard.
I don't know. My buddy was killed on one, and then I just recently took care of a patient who killed somebody on one. So I
get it. There is much concern for it.
I'm not a fan. I think they're cool. Yes, they are cool. They're fun. I guess maybe as a street bike, not as a street bike, but if you did like dirt biking or something like that, that would be fun. But
on a course or something where you could go ride it, that
maybe
where it's safe without cars. Yeah.
So Swan, do you still ride?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well,
I think this is a good little segue. Well, it's not really a segue because we really haven't talked about it. But
what haven't we talked about?
No, I was just about to say this is about that time. It's about that time in the portion of the show when we ask Tromondae ignorant questions because we're morons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
As Ronz would say, about all things gay.
Yeah.
Well,
what?
I don't think I asked him.
You don't know about JJ?
You haven't asked him anything yet because I haven't played the music.
Well, play the damn music then.
If you
quit fucking around. I still really love that last part.
Do you? That new edition? Yeah, I like it.
Well, it's the tambourine in the back. That was me too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Gotta have a tambourine.
So
the track is made by the boy, but I added the tambourine in the end part. I felt like it needed a little more. Extra.
So, would you say the tambourine kind of leads into professional clapping? Because we have a professional clapper there.
I mean, it can. Like in church, we were like taught how to play the tambourine, and only select people can play it.
You gotta have rhythm.
And the
Beaveman has rhythm.
There was this is horrible, but it's true. When I was a kid, we had the choir at Catholic church, and the choir at Catholic church is much different. Catholic music is much different. They tried to make it a little bit more fun, which I was like, this is terrible. Just stick with the old standards, the old, where it's an actual demonstration of how good your voice is. But they had this deacon, and they tried to make it a little bit more interesting, and he had no rhythm.
Oh, that's
and
terrible.
So they would sway one way, but he'd sway the opposite way, and he would clap offbeat, and this was terrible. And of course, my mother, bless her heart, she's like, he has no rhythm. It's terrible. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty bad. She's like, and he's black.
Oh.
I don't even understand how you can clap off rhythm. Like how it's like hard.
It was terrible.
Like offbeats when you played an instrument and they wanted you to be on the offbeat. That's like freaking hard as hell to do. How do you even do that? It doesn't come natural at all.
It does not come natural. Okay, anyways, well, it's that time.
It's that time. So Ronz, this is gonna be a participation event today. You get to participate. We're gonna play.
I always participate.
Oh. Okay.
You sound like a whale.
We're gonna play. Right. We're gonna play a gay game. Ronz, we're gonna play.
Be a gay game.
I don't know. Why not? Yeah. So I'm gonna ask some questions to you first. like Family Feud style. That's what we're gonna do. Do you remember that game?
Oh, that's the reason for the pencil. Yeah, sure. I'll
Yeah,
play.
you got a pencil or a pen? You don't need it.
I do
You
not.
don't
I
need it.
didn't
You're
realize
just
I
gonna.
need one.
You don't need one. You're just gonna rattle them off.
He
Okay.
told you he needed a pencil.
I know, but he doesn't really.
Okay,
'Cause
well,
I was gonna have him go first, and then I was
Clearly
gonna
already
have
fucking it up.
Tromondae.
This is
No,
what
I'm not
happens when
fucking it
you
up.
put this one-
Yeah, don't put me in charge of shit.
Okay.
I fuck it up. No, I
Okay,
decided
well, before
to
we
change
do
it a little
that,
bit.
before we do that, I have a question for Tromondae. I thought about this.
Okay.
And I don't know if I asked this or not. So
I'm
if I
sure you
did, please
And
forgive
the
me.
rule it typically is before we.
What
start
are
the
some
podcast.
myths that we need to dispel about gay people? Is that what your question is?
No. My question is, as a gay person, what questions annoy you the most?
No, you've already asked that one too.
Shit,
These
that's
are like,
the same
how about this fucking question?
You know what? What did I
Is it that
fucking
question,
just say?
Tromondae?
What did I just fucking
Ronz,
say?
you
I said
know-
I don't know. I can't
Ronz,
remember if I
you
asked
know
this or
that the
not.
last two podcasts, that's the same fucking question that
All
you
right,
asked.
listen.
Can you
Yeah.
write that down,
Once
Ronz? That
again,
write it
once
down.
again,
Don't ask
I-
this
I
question again.
exonerated myself by saying,
No,
I'm sorry if I asked this.
I think he
I'm
does
sorry.
it just to piss you off. I feel like he does.
Jesus
But I'm not
Christ.
pissed.
You know what I say? I'm sorry already, and you know you're wrong, and I know I'm wrong here, and I back down. Why the fuck every time does someone hammer that nail in
'Cause
when you say, you know what, you're right, I'm backing down, and they still hammer you down? Why is
Isn't that what you like about it? Isn't that why you do it?
No, I have lost so many arguments, and I understand that it was my fault, and I completely admit my mistake. And when I admit my mistake, it's like they dig it in even more. Why is that?
I'm not
I
saying
feel like
anything.
that's
As
what
I
you.
said,
I
was
feel like
not
you're beating
mad.
yourself up over this,
Yeah.
Ronz.
Nobody's saying
Nobody.
We're all just sitting here.
You're the one. You're berating yourself.
He's so good at it.
There we go.
Okay.
First
There
you
you go.
started
All right,
talking and then
anyway.
you went up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Ronz, you have asked that question. Not only have you asked it, you did it on the podcast, but then you asked if you had asked it. And I'm like, yeah, you've already asked that one.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what?
And
Hey,
it's the
write it
same one
down.
You just asked again.
No, I'm erasing it from my notes.
Oh, good.
So I don't have to
Maybe
do
that's
that.
a good idea.
Because I looked at my notes and I'm like, oh, hey, wait a minute. Did I ask that question now?
I would ask
I
this
should
one
have put a
yet.
check mark next to it.
Maybe just black it out with a Sharpie. Just cross it out completely.
Yeah,
that one's
put it on my
gone.
Yeah, because
phone.
next time, because if you put a check mark, you might be like, "Oh, this means this is like the highlighted one that I'm."
Like,
supposed
I
to-"
should ask this question.
I should.
Oh
should.
man. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. On that note.
So we can
Oh
continue
boy.
then? We can continue then.
Okay, Ronz, are you ready? Are you
Sure.
ready? Because you're going first, and then Tromondae is gonna.
Wait a minute. Have I answered these already?
No, I don't know. I mean,
you did poorly.
yeah, you did bad. So try
I
again.
did
Here's your
poorly.
try again. Ready? Are you
All right,
ready,
let's do
Ronz?
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
let's
give
do
you
it.
as
Let's do
much
it.
time as
I'm
you
a little
need.
confused about
Oh
this,
my
though.
God.
Okay,
let's
why?
fucking do
I'm a little
this.
confused though. Why is Tromondae in the room though? I thought it was supposed to be like family.
It's okay because Tromondae already has his answers written down.
Well, then you're supposed to say we've pulled one
Yes,
game
I've
man.
pulled 3.
No, you're not letting me speak.
Go ahead.
Swan, shut the fuck up for a change.
Okay.
You know how with Family Feud they're like
Excuse me.
200
This
people were
has just
polled.
turned
this-
into
200
one
people
bitch
were
fest
polled,
of
and
a
this is the
game.
top 5 answers from 200 people on this question. What you should be like, so we pulled one gay man.
We pulled 3 gay men,
Oh, okay.
actually.
Well,
Whoa. So someone's pulling gay men.
Well, you'd like to
Right.
be pulling on gay men, but no.
Don't flip it on me.
I mean, that's just
you
what you
can't do
said.
that. Sorry.
How about a little bit of Robin-Tog?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Robin dog, you say.
Maybe a bit of a gobble.
One a little backdoor
Are
action.
you
We can
prairie-dogging
prairie
at the
dogging.
moment? Yeah, prairie dogging. Prairie dogging.
Go get my little-
Robin tugging a prairie dog. Interesting. Anyway, what's the question?
Okay, the question is so we've pulled
Oh my
3
God, we got
gay
that
guys.
part. Let's
okay,
do
we got
this.
3. Yep. The top 7 things you would find in a gay man's house.
Furniture.
Okay. That's 1.
A bathroom.
Okay.
A bedroom.
Okay.
A kitchen.
Do rooms really?
Why-
Why are we just going with rooms?
Because I know the answer I give,
This is
you're going to
great.
flip on me. So I'm trying to make sure I don't get
know
it flipped
that
on me.
Bedroom,
All right. So I would
kitchen.
say, okay, if there are a
Things.
couple.
We're not talking about rooms. We're talking about the top 7 things in a gay
Okay,
man's
thanks.
house.
Well,
Things.
I would
so
say-
if he gets one right, aren't you going like ding, ding, ding?
Furniture. He got a furniture.
Well, you didn't say that was right. You didn't
I was
say
just letting him
anything.
pull of them.
Oh my god, this is the
right.
worst.
Okay, would
So,
you like?
okay, furniture, sex toys,
Okay.
Mm.
clothes, certain types of clothes.
What types of clothes? You got to be more specific.
Jumpers.
Onesies. Rompers. Onesies or rompers? Both? I mean,
Hurry
Sure,
up.
yeah.
Okay. Hurry up. Hurry up.
and go
Regular clothes,
regular clothes.
cologne,
4.
makeup if they wear makeup. Whew.
Ugh.
Honestly, that's about the extent of it.
That's why you think that
It's the
happened.
worst game I've ever seen.
Well,
Hey, Ronz,
beyond the
this is not
sex
your
toys,
fault. The Swan just totally dropped the fucking ball on this issue. She's like, I got a great idea. And this is
Well,
just such a fucking
Ron
shit.
didn't take it to where I
This is just
wanted
such a
it.
shit of a game.
Okay, would you like to finish the game then? Go ahead.
No.
Take it on your own.
Okay, so-
Take it on your own.
if you want me to be a smartass about it, I will say sex toys, sex games. Certain places, well, they'll have sex, so they have the rooms all kind of mapped out, like in the kitchen or on the coffee table. Certain plates or stuff that has sexual positions on them.
Plates with sexual positions on them?
Yeah, if you watch The Birdcage with Robin Williams, they look at the plates. Certain
How many
artwork
times have you seen that movie? I watched it once and I thought it was terrible. How many times
No,
have you
I've
seen
never
that?
seen that movie.
Oh, I liked it. Robin Williams is
How
a great
many
comedian to
times
me.
have you seen that movie?
About 3 or 4 times with him.
Yeah, that's terrible. It's
With
the
him?
worst
With
movie
who?
I've ever seen.
He said with him. With who?
With Robin Williams in it.
Oh, I thought you
I'm
were
a big
watching
fan
it
of
with
Robin
him.
Williams.
Okay.
All right, carry on with your game, Swan.
Well, my game is
Balls.
ruined because Ron didn't even do what I wanted
Your
him
game
to do.
sucked ass. Well,
Yeah.
Somebody over
Okay,
here.
what was I
Tromondae's
supposed to do?
answers are
My answers were washing powder, dishes, deodorant, a remote, carpet, outlets, and pictures.
Ooh, I find it fascinating that you have carpet.
do you have carpet in the bathroom?
No.
Because that would be nasty.
Why
and
would you?
whatnot.
Why do you
Very.
have
I mean,
carpet in the bathroom?
I don't know. How about people who put the rugs around the toilet?
Yeah,
Like, why? That's just a urine collector.
Yeah, it is. It's just full of
That's
pee.
disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, Ron, you did fairly good, I guess.
Fairly good.
I
Would
would
you
just
like
like
to
to
hear-
say this is the worst.
It
game.
is the worst game. I'm sorry because Ron didn't take it to where I wanted it
You
to
know
go.
what? This is what happens when.
Wait a minute.
Ron-
Wait a minute. I gave
This
regular
is-
answers, and
No,
Tromondae
Ron-
gave regular
Ronz,
answers.
Ronz,
Yeah.
please.
All right. All
He's
right.
going to berate me right now. Do you want to
No,
do
no.
that?
That's okay.
Ron
That's okay.
just doesn't stop.
Do you not realize that I'm?
He's on your side for once, Ron. Jeez. Like, let him berate
I'm backing
me.
down. I'm backing down.
I'm trying to freaking berate Swan, and you won't
No,
shut up.
just continue on with berating Ron's because it's more fun anyway.
This is what happens when Swan says she has a great idea. I've got a great idea. This is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Okay, well, the correct answers are,
Again, nobody cares anymore, Swan. This is terrible.
well, forget it. No one even cares.
Prairie-doggin was more. Was way
Okay,
more
well,
fun.
fine. I'm done. I'm never going to suggest any content for the podcast again.
Here's an idea.
Yes.
When you decide to do something,
Uh-huh.
make it interesting.
I thought it was interesting. Ron's didn't do his part right.
Ron's.
I'm gonna blame it on Ron's.
You did just
I'm gonna
fine.
blame it on Ron's. Nope, it's all Ron's fault.
You know, I can't think of anything
Why
worse.
is it my fault that I didn't go with? See,
Your
I knew
usual cringy
I thought for
answers?
sure you guys were going to set me up, so I went with normal answers. The sex
You did
toys,
well,
I
Ron.
understand.
Don't worry about
I mean,
it.
You did
every couple
fine.
has
You
some
did
sort of
fine,
sex
Ron.
You
toy.
did just fine.
Every couple does. You got them? Where are yours? Because I want to know now. Because I'm gonna be cringy
Well,
like
he's
Ron's.
sitting on one right now.
You're going to be prairie dogging.
He is.
Yeah, no
The
shit.
new style of prairie dog. Not the old style. The new style of prairie dogging.
So, do you think a lot of married couples use sex toys?
I don't
Oh,
know.
for sure.
For sure. Oh, please
For
elaborate,
sure.
Ronz. Why do you say for sure?
To spice things up.
Can you give some like?
Why do
more?
you need to spice things up?
Well, like
Why
you
would-
said,
but why do
between you
sex toys-
and the
but why do
Swan, you guys are never in sync with your intimate life.
Why
So
are
at
we
some
always,
point-
why are we always
Coming
going to
back
bring
to
it back?
me?
To,
Why,
yeah.
why is it coming back to me when we?
Well,
you're the
I'm
one who
just
was
using
saying,
it as a correlation,
why?
right? I have friends out there who
Come on now.
I know. I made the fun things up. You're right. You're right.
No, I was talking about the whole friends thing. You said I have friends out there. Like, come on.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Anyway, I had a woman that at work who's going through a relationship problem.
How's her mental?
She came to you for advice.
Yeah, she did.
Did you ask her how her mental was?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Well, anyway, so I said, "What are you doing to spice things up?" She goes, "Oh, I've got the toys. I've done that," and I'm like, "Okay."
Were you having it at work?
Well,
Ron, seriously, these are conversations you're having at work.
no, honestly, I will. There's a difference, right? I tend to have an open relationship with a lot of people that I know.
You have an open relationship
There
with
you
a lot
go.
of people that you
Oh
know.
boy. Oh boy, Ronz. Oh boy.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Okay.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I love that movie.
What's that from?
It's from Billy
Madison.
Oh.
Great.
So you were having these talks about her toys, about spicing things up, and where did that go?
Yeah. What did you suggest? Like, what?
Communication, actually, talk it out. I really did. That's the first go-to. Talk it out, because usually when people are having marital problems or sexual problems, whatever, they don't talk it out. They kind of like do their own little thing.
And how's that conversation starter go?
I don't know. I don't participate in that one.
No, I mean,
How did this even get brought up? Like, how did this start? Like, just
this
give
person
us
came up to you as the fountain of knowledge that you are, and they're like,
I need some old man advice.
I need
Yeah,
some
basically
advice.
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
You know, it's very hard when you drop these bombs, and then we are really interested, and then you're like very vague. We're like, oh, well, what would you be all vague about?
Just tell the story, Ronz. Tell us your story.
He doesn't want to tell us the story because he had the conversation at work. That's why he doesn't want, because immediately we're like, you had this conversation at work?
Well,
and we're like, because you knew where we were going with it, didn't you, Ronz? Where were we going with that whole...
one of my very, very old jobs back in the day.
Okay.
Back in the day, a long time ago.
Okay, a long time ago.
Well, that's all right.
Now go ahead and share this
it was
conversation.
a long time ago, a very, very long time ago at one of my old jobs.
Okay, and then so
we just don't want you getting fired right now.
It was really a really long time ago, because this is the first job Ron's had in 30 fucking years. So
24 years. It's been 21. Yeah, because.
But seriously, who's asking young guy Ron for advice?
Yeah, that's true. Who is?
Please tell us the story, though.
Yeah, so tell us the story. Okay, a long time ago, someone came up to you and said, Ronz, could I have your advice? Because you look like you're very knowledgeable and you had a lot of relationship
nothing
experience.
Like that, but, when you go in and you say, hey, how's your day going?
I know.
Well, let me tell you about my spouse.
Every time I see your wife, her eyes are matted shut. So clearly things are...
Yeah, there you go.
Clearly things are going well in your house. So let me get some advice from you. Her face always looks nice and shiny.
So there you go. So you know what? Just because whatever I say, I'm going to screw it up. So what's your...
We seriously want to hear the story. We want to know, because we might need to come to you for advice someday.
Well, you asked, do most couples have sexual toys or sex toys? Yeah, I would think so. It spices up the marriage or their relationship.
Only if they're into it.
Yeah, only if they're into it. But how many couples or single people have toys, lubricants, vibrators?
Well, lubricants, I'm sure most of them have some sort of lubricant. But as for toys, probably not, because if you're in a new relationship, you have to be careful about you have to be careful about what you try to introduce, because we're all lying in new relationships, right? That's why I think it's fun to watch people in new relationships where they act like they're so intently into each other, and I'm like, you're just lying to each other. You're like at the baseball game, I'm like, you're not really, the girl is there, I'm like, you're not interested in baseball. Hell, the guy probably isn't interested in baseball. He's like, let me take her somewhere where she thinks that I like sports, when he probably doesn't. That's probably the only baseball game they'll ever go to. And she's looking at him all intently. And I'm like, you're not interested in what he's saying. You just want some of that D. You want that big D. And it might not even be a big D.
It might.
And you might not really want a big D.
What type of lubricant would you recommend for new couples?
No, you're not listening.
He's just taking it off on his own little.
Although it's a fair question. Hey there, members of the Great Slaptail Nation. It's me, the Beaveman, and I'm here to deliver you a message from beyond the stars about our sponsor for this episode, Swiss Navy. No matter who you love or how you love, Swiss Navy products set the bar for sexual enhancement. There's more glide, more comfort, and even products for longer-lasting pleasure. Swiss Navy has a wide range of premium products to choose from for whatever amount fills your hole, if you know what I mean. My favorite product is Swiss Navy's silicone lube. Get it, use it, love it, and never be dry again. Once again, that's Swiss Navy at SwissNavy.com. And in your order comments, let them know the Slaptail Squad sent you. Swiss Navy, no matter who you love or how you love. Adios, mooch fuckos.
Checking on John.
I think it's funny because clearly Ronz just keeps trying to throw... Every once in a while, he'll say something about lube because he wants me to go to commercial.
Well, I was trying to work the segue in there versus everything else I've screwed up.
Ronz is my number 2, so always throughout every podcast he'll be like, lube. Lube. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. Every once in a while he's gonna say lube.
You're right.
And then he'll look.
I was mowing the grass yesterday. Lube.
No, you're right. You're right.
I was taking a shower the other day, and
lube. Be careful when you use that lube in the shower.
Right.
It's pretty freaking slippery.
Interesting thing about lube, by the way, Swiss Navy silicone lube. It's a good moisturizer. I used it on my arms. Really made my tattoo pop. I don't know if they know that, but it works pretty good.
Second marketing. Hey.
Yeah, second marketing. By the way, if you want your tattoo to look freaking awesome, you lube up with some Swiss Navy lube, man.
But aren't you already freaking awesome? How can you get any more freaking awesome than that?
If you want to make your tattoo look freaking awesome.
Yeah, but by proxy, wouldn't your tattoo be freaking awesome already?
Yeah, but you can make the color pop.
I'm trying to make a color pop.
Yeah.
One day we're going to walk in and the Swan is going to be using both hands and just lubing his arm.
Check me out. I know that she'll try to reach for my penis and I'll slap her hand. I'm like, nah, it's the arm, bitch.
Oh, boy.
Keep your clam in your pants.
That's a bit weird.
Anyway.
So let's go back. I mean, Tromondae, you're in a relationship. Do you
Why you always gotta talk about Tromondae's relationship?
Well, we're all in relationships here, and I mean,
yeah, but nobody asked you about yours. Why are you
right?
Why are you asking about Tromondae's?
Well,
he's
let's
trying
ask
to
about
spice
yours
it up
then.
in his life. He's trying to spice it up a little bit. Okay, go ahead. Let's ask.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ronz.
Do you guys spice it up a bit?
Yeah, they go to baseball games.
Yeah. And they're gonna try prairie-doggin.
They're going to try prairie-doggin.
Just make sure you try the right one. Make sure you're on the same sheet of music though, because your significant other might know the prairie dog that we were talking about, and he's gonna look at you really funny. He's like, "So you want me to?"
Right.
Yeah, that could be a bad prairie dog experience for you.
Very.
Let's ask him when we see him tonight.
Say, show.
Do you want? Are you into prairie-doggin?
See what he say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna go over well. Anyway, I would like to apologize to the listening audience. We had 17 minutes of pretty good podcast going, but the Beaveman was not recording, and I knew it was going to happen someday. I knew someday it was going to happen, but we still pulled off a good.
I'm actually
podcast.
shocked that happened. Like, I see you do very little wrong.
Thank you.
So you watch baseball.
Tromondae is indeed my biggest fan. I don't know if Ron knows that I'm wrapping this up.
No, well, I'm going back to what.
Very obvious that I feel like it's very obvious when I start to wrap it up, and then
Ron doesn't get the social cues. He's like, so I want to talk about baseball.
Well, because we're along that line too. It's like, what's the most boring sport to play and watch?
Which one? To play or to watch?
Curling.
Yes.
Curling?
Curling.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's not.
Ron's is like, I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
No,
I'm
I know
sure he
exactly
knows
what that
it
is.
but
Yeah,
that's the most
it's
ridiculous
terrible.
bullshit.
I mean, it seems like the most awful, stupid
fucking
sport in the whole wide world.
Fucking terrible.
I want to be a broomer or a whatever. I don't know what the fuck, sweeper. I don't know, fucking whatever that is. But anyway, sorry, you curling people, but your sport's dumb.
I'll tell you what's boring to fucking watch, but awesome as fuck to do.
What?
A luge.
Ooh.
That's boring as
Yeah,
fuck
that
to
does
watch.
that looks really cool.
But it's cool as fuck to do. We luged in, where was that?
Muskegon, I think. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking sweet.
It was pretty fun.
Sparks were flying off the fucking wall. It was badass.
It was,
burned my coat.
Yeah, I burned my
My coat
too.
melted because it's synthetic.
What speed did you get up to?
I don't know. Fast.
Like,
Fast.
probably, I think they said like 35 miles an hour or so, but that's not even fast, but it felt scary fast.
Really?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I like jumped. Boom. It was fucking badass.
Yeah. It
Fucking,
was
you guessed it. Dope.
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 It was
Very
dope.
dope.
Yeah. So boring to watch, cool to do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I maybe that's how your wife feels about you, Ron. It's boring to watch.
Fun to do.
Cool to do.
Well, I'll take that any day. Any day.
All 3 seconds.
Hey. You give me way too much credit. Thank you. I appreciate
feel
that.
about the Swan. Boring to watch, boring to do.
There you go.
And that's why you need a little excitement in the bedroom.
That's why we need Swiss Navy lube on my arms.
Yeah.
She can two-hand it.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's it for me, the Beaveman. I would like to thank you all for joining us. Sorry you missed out on that first 17 minutes, but we made up for it. I would like to give a little bit of a preview of what's coming up soon. These are podcast episodes. They're going to be a little bit extra fun content, and it's strictly just for the my own personal amusement. Ron's is probably going to enjoy me on them. The Swan.
I love that.
Ron, shut up. Jeez.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up, Ronz.
I'm trying to give a preview. Anyway, Tromondae and the Swan will not be joining us because it will not be.
Because we'll be getting manis and petties. Yeah.
It will be a series of I'm shooting for anywhere from 2 to 3 podcast episodes about silly martial arts hoaxes, martial arts con artists, and
I still have to join your class. You're right.
I don't know why I can't get through.
Shut the fuck up,
I'm not sure why
Ronz.
I can't get through what I'm talking about. He's like that chatty.
Say it
Cathy
with me,
doll.
Tromondae. Shut the fuck up, Ronz.
Really just
Even Tremondae's a little hesitant to say it with you. Like
Tremondae
no,
has
because
said
we're
the
going
word
to see where the B-Man goes with this because
Really just
he's forced to beat man.
Really just want to give that preview. Anyway, I've invited some martial artists, reaching out to the martial arts community. Also, if you want to reach us, you can send me an email at slaptailsquad@gmail.com if you would like to participate. I'm looking for 1 or 2 more guests. I've already got 2 guests lined up. I'm looking for a couple more people who would be interested. You have to be consider yourself a martial artist, be kind of well-rounded. And not only that, you must realize that if you're going to be on this podcast, we're going to all make fun of each other and of all the martial arts we practice. So I'm going to have to toughen Ronz up so he doesn't cry when he does the podcast.
Yeah, so if you're going to be butthurt about it, don't email.
Yes.
But if you want to have a good time.
Actually, that goes for Ronz too. If you feel like you're going to get butthurt about it, Ronz, because we are going to make fun of your martial art, you might not want to do it.
I have FOMO. You know what FOMO is? Fear of missing out. Because ever since I've been doing this,
No way.
I don't want to miss.
No way. I feel like that pertains to your entire life, Ronz. That's probably why you don't sleep.
Well, I don't sleep because I work
No.
Also why he pees
Everybody
his
in
pants.
the world.
It's also why he pees his pants.
It probably is.
Like, I don't want to miss a thing.
FOMO. Is that actually a
FOMO.
thing?
No, honestly, I don't.
Apparently.
I try to leave. I try to do a lot of things. I really do. I try to make up for the time when, as the B-Man would say, I'll get serious for a moment when I grew up poor and now I have all these opportunities. I want to do them all. I really do.
Do it all, Ronz. Good on you.
Do it
man.
all.
I
Do it all.
totally agree. I honestly totally agree with Ronz. And that's why, sadly, I am going to talk to my sleep doctor and go back on meds because I'm spending my life in a haze and I don't want to. It's tragic. Anyway, it's not about me. It's not about me. All right, so that's just a little preview. And as always, you can find us on what apps, Ronz, you don't know, but that's okay. TuneIn Plus Alexa, Apple Podcasts, Google, Deezer, everywhere you find podcasts. And of course, at the Slaptail Squad at buzzsprout.com. And of course, you can find us on Instagram that the Swan still doesn't know how to fucking use and hasn't posted on. And of course, Facebook.
Posted once.
But the link didn't work, Swan. Anyway,
Well,
nice attempt.
I tried.
Nice attempt. And that's it for me, the Beaveman. Thanking all of you so much and saying adios. A much fuckos.
Bye from the Swan.
Deuces.
It's a crazy motherfucking world out there. People stay sane. From the Ronz. Don't know how the vajayjay works. I 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 get it. We all get it. The vajayjay works.
Still learning.